Hi, and welcome to another edition of Rabbi K's Cuts, visual blasts of wisdom on the weekly Torah portion. Hoarse voice and all, I'm back and ready to roll. This week's Torah portion, we actually read a double portion, Vayakhel-Pekudai. This deals with the continued construction of the tabernacle, and at one point, Moshe comes and says that he's looking for men of wise heart to help him build the tabernacle. Now, this is a very strange way of explaining what he's looking for. We usually assume that wisdom is related to the mind, the intellect. Why is he saying, I'm looking for wise-hearted people? Rev Eliezer Menachem Man Shach, one of the great rabbinic sages of the last century, passed away just a few short years ago, at around 100 years old, relates this to the following idea that we find in Pirkei Avos, Ethics of Our Fathers, the great ethical treatise of the Mishnah. Ethics of Our Fathers says, who is a wise man? One who learns from others. Asks Rav Shach, I don't understand. Wouldn't a wise man be someone who has learned from others? Why is it someone who learns in the present tense from others? And he answers that what makes a person truly wise, what the Mishnah is really extolling, what we're really looking for in a person, is not someone who has simply accumulated knowledge in the past, but someone who has an open and expansive attitude towards learning. Someone who constantly continues to learn. Someone who's looking to grow and expand their mind in the present and in the future. And that's why a wise man is someone who learns from others, not simply one who has learned from others in the past. Perhaps what Moshe is saying when he's looking for wise-hearted people is not just people who have accumulated large volumes of wisdom. Those aren't simply the kinds of people that he wants involved in the construction of this incredibly holy tabernacle. What he's looking for are people who are in the process of learning, people who are in the process of acquiring wisdom, people whose lives are defined by the pursuit of new knowledge, the pursuit of greatness. The wise-hearted person, the person whose heart is open to learning, whose heart is open to bringing in new ideas and to taking them to a new level. Interestingly, we also read this week Parshas HaChodesh. We take out a second Torah, and as is customary in the weeks leading up to Pesach, leading up to Passover, we read a special chapter of the first mitzvah that all of the Jewish people were given as a nation, and that was the mitzvah of declaring a new moon. As many of you may know, the Jewish calendar is not a solar calendar, it's a lunisolar calendar, a calendar that is primarily defined by the lunar cycle, with some adjustments made to preserve a connection to the solar calendar as well. And so, this was actually the first mitzvah that the Jews were given as a nation. HaChodesh Hazel Lachem. The new moon is to you, the Jewish people. You as a people, you as a nation, have the power to declare the new month and to set the times of the holidays that are based on this calendar. The Jewish people being compared to the new moon is very emblematic, very symbolic of who we are as a people. Because a moon, unlike a sun, a moon is something that waxes and wanes. Of course, only from our perspective, the moon is always there. But on a monthly basis, the moon seems to evaporate and then to reemerge. And this is certainly the story of the Jewish people, a people that is constantly darkening, but then reemerging. The Jewish people are a people of hope, a people of vision, a people that are constantly striving to grow, to reemerge, to get to a place that's greater than where they are. And once again, perhaps this is the connection of this week and reading the portion of the new moon to reading the idea that Moshe is looking for people of wisdom, people of desired wisdom to build his tabernacle, to invest in the tabernacle project. Because he's looking not only for people who have been to the top of the mountain, who have acquired wisdom already, but people who are looking to the future, looking to acquire wisdom, who are actively engaged in that process, who are engaged in the process that the moon represents of constantly regenerating and renewing. We should all have the ability to constantly be involved in a process of learning, in a process of growth, and to have the vision of the Jewish people as compared to the moon, who are regenerating and looking to grow, looking to bring illumination to the world at every point. Shabbat Shalom.